Hi, you guys. I am Marsha Rose, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am sitting on my comfy red chair today. So that means that we are going to have a conversation. But today isn't just going to be like a funny, happy-go-lucky conversation. It's actually going to be something very serious that I went through. And yeah, but before I get into this, I would like for you guys to please like and subscribe to my channel. But yeah, so this story is intense, and this story really holds a dear place in my heart because I really honestly feel like I went through this because so it can help me to bring other people awareness that these things are actually happening. But my story is kind of Me Too story. But I didn't know it was until I actually went through therapy. Like therapy told me that what happened to me was not okay. And at that point when I was going through it, I thought that it was okay because of the things that I was exposed to. But anyways, like at an early age, I was exposed to porn. I had older brothers, and that was like in the computer stages, and sometimes there was porn on the computer that I will accidentally go on to. So when I see those things actually trigger something in my mind to make me think that, oh, okay, this is something and this is supposed to be happening or whatever. But I remember when I was about 12 years old, I was very promiscuous at that time because, like I said, I was exposed to porn and I didn't really know didn't really take sex as seriously as it should have been taken. So there was this guy in my parents' church, and he was a guy everybody thought was cute, you know. He was sexy, he was fine, and he was like much older than I was, and he was like my brother's friends or whatever. So I was very intrigued, as well as the other girls in my church, like my friends and all the other girls. So there's that. And I remember when I was about when I was 12, he had came, to hang out with my brothers and stuff like that. And he was like talking to me, so at that time I was like, "Ooh, he talking to me. He like me. He think I'm cute. He think I'm cute." So yeah, like this is a good thing. But so I was just like, oh, so he was just talking to me, and then I think like the first time he just was like touching me up, like touching on my boobs and my booty and stuff like that. So it was, to me, at that age, I was like, I don't know if I kind of thought that this was just attention. So it is what it is. But then I realized you're 12. Like when I'm older now, I'm like, you're 12. This person was like 17. That's not really okay. But I didn't think of it that way. I thought of it as, well, all these girls gonna be jealous because he's giving me attention and he liked me. And the reason why I know he liked me is because he touching me. He touching my private parts. So then I that happened one time. And then there was another time where like he was like coming to my parents' house other times too. And then it like went from that to like, let me see your, my areas and stuff like that. So then I was just like, okay, here it is. See, there it is. And then there was one time where he told me to like turn around and pull my pants down. And I I wasn't okay with it because I didn't, you know, but then I was like, well, he's a cute guy, and let me just do it. So turned around, pulled my pants down, and he literally like I could feel, it like by my booty and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't know if I feel okay because it wasn't exciting to me. It was kind of like scary to me. So, but then I didn't want to say no, and I felt like I couldn't say no because I felt like if I said no, then he wouldn't like me. And at that point, like I was a kid and I just wanted some kind of, like attention because I wasn't really getting much. So, he ended up putting that in my, not this area, not the front area, but the back area. And I cause it's the back area. It doesn't to be that kind of sex. Anal sex is not fun. Like, no lube, you're 12, you never had sex before. This is not it. But I screamed and he was like, no, be quiet because if you say something, then I don't like you. I'm not going to be with you anymore and whatever, whatever, whatever. So I guess it was so tight he couldn't fully get in. So he ended up just stopping because it was hurting, whatever. So then that was that time. This is kind of intense for me because I never really talk fully about it. So it's like, and I think that I blocked a lot of it out because it was traumatizing. But anyway, so then there was another time where it was once again me and, oh, he's here, he's cute, and he likes me, so he's at my house, so let me go. No, I think he was calling me to come to where he was at my house because there was nobody there around that area, and he was like, come, and so I went to where he was, and then he pulled down my pants and pulled down his pants, and he told me to get on my knees, and he like pulled out his stuff, and then he just like pushed it in my mouth, like to the point where I was like freaking gagging. And like, honestly and truly, like, ever since that day, I don't even like seeing oral sex at all. Like, see a penis, things like that. Like, they scare me. Like, all the times that I had sex with guys after that willingly, I didn't really look at their penises. And because of that I experienced when I was 12. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what my thoughts that when this was happening, it was like, this hurts. Ow. But then I'm looking and he's not stopping, and he's gonna like me if I do this. So I just was like, you know what? So whatever. So then it stopped. And then it was, to me, I was ashamed because at that point, who wants to tell anybody that they were forced to do oral sex on someone at 12 in the 90s? Was it the 90s or the early 2000s? yeah, the 90s. Like, that wasn't something that's okay. Like, so it wasn't something that I was actually be like, oh, I'm proud that I did this. It was just like, no. Like, it was like kind of feeling like, no, this is not it. And then I still, I, it was just traumatizing to me. And it was crazy to me because that was the last time that I allowed that to happen, because like allowed anything like that else to happen. I never, like with him, like it stopped because I refused. When he would call me, I refused to go. Like it just ended after that because I was so traumatized by what happened. It was just like, I can't, this is not for me, and this is not okay. And it was very hurtful to me because with me at that age, I was thinking of it as more of, this is attention. I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel like my parents paid me any attention. I didn't feel like I could get a boyfriend. I didn't feel like anybody wanted me unless my body was being given to them. And that literally like started the cycle of just allowing men, and then when I started dating women to be like, oh, I want to have sex with you. And I was allowing it, you know? And it was not like I was getting anything, money or anything like that. It was just like I was getting that little bit of fulfillment of, oh, they're giving me attention. Oh, they like me. Oh, this feels good right now, you know? And I'm getting emotional about it because it's like, that's, I didn't know those things weren't okay. I thought they were okay this whole time because no one made me feel like it wasn't. Like when I went to therapy and I actually sat down with my therapist and told my therapist about what happened, she was like, you know, that's not okay. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not okay? She was like, it's not okay for someone to do that to you. And I was like, but I thought that I'm this age and, you know, they're not much, they're not an adult, you know, that them do this stuff happening to me was okay because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't as bad. But I realized that it brought me into a cycle of just allowing men to touch me, like men to just grab my ass, slap my ass when they wanted, like touch my boobs, you know, just do these things to me that in my body and my soul, I felt like I didn't want them to do it, but I still ended up allowing them to do it. You know, and that's why with me, it's very important as a parent to pay attention to your children. Like my parents, they did the best that they could, but they weren't always around and they were doing their own thing. They had five other kids to raise, and they weren't thinking that this was going to be happening to their child. And that's why I say, like, parents, you may not think that people their age is doing these things to them, but they are. Like, be aware of your kids and how they're acting, and if if they change in any way, shape, or form, because I feel like at that point there was certain things about me that was changing, but my parents weren't able to, they weren't so, you know, aware of certain signs to even ask me anything on, is there something going on? Why are you all of a sudden acting like that? But instead of them saying like, what happened to you? It was just like, there's something wrong with you. Like, you this and you that and da da da. All the adults, to me, I felt like they didn't protect me, and that hurts me a lot, because it's like the people that's supposed to protect you was never protecting you. And that's a hard thing to swallow growing up, like as a kid. So you just always tried to, you just like did whatever. Well, I just did whatever because you wasn't gonna care. You wasn't gonna do nothing. So it was just hard for me. Like, it's just hard for me. And I feel like I'm talking about this story now because I can honestly say that I am healing. I'm not fully healed because that shit, and if I was to see that person, not, before, like I said, my brain didn't think anything wrong with it. But now, as I went through therapy, I am so mad. Sometimes I have the points of beating up myself for allowing this, but then I'm also mad at that person because it's like, you took advantage of me. You took advantage of me when I was 12, and that hurts me, And this story time was just to bring awareness to situations like this. Parents, be alert. Be alert. Don't trust just anybody, because your kids can be going through some stuff and you ain't know. Just because you're busy. Don't make busyness keep you away from realizing the things that could be going on with your kids. Be aware, be alert. And yeah, that's all I had to say today about this little story. It was intense for me, but it's also healing for me for doing this. But yeah, guys, please like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you guys for watching, and have a good day. Bye, y'all.